Catherine, you're a prominent figure, successful businesswoman here in Edmonton, but involved in so many different charities. You're at every single event, it would seem. I knew you had a fascinating story and I wanted to come and share that. So why don't we start with, tell me about how you grew up.
I am the oldest of three girls and my brother, but he came on later on. But my dad escaped Vietnam in 1975, and it was my mom and three little girls. And in 1978, we managed to save enough money to buy passage to try to escape Vietnam because we didn't know how long it would take for my dad to sponsor us over. So we paid for passage, and we got on this tiny little boat that we were packed like sardine and taken to a deserted island where we were supposed to be there for a few days before a bigger ship would come and pick us up and take us the rest of the journey. But days turned into weeks, and finally there was a boat in the horizon, so we signaled the boat. Unfortunately, that's not our boat, it was a communist boat. So they came onto the island and wrangled us all on the beach, stripped us all, money, jewelry, whatever my mom has. They took it all and then take us to a concentration camp. And after 4 days there, where they realized that we're not used to them, they said, okay, you can go home with just a stipend of money to pay the way, but no food, and we didn't have much. So I remember my mom asking help from really poor people, stranger, and they literally feed us, give us a room, and give us some money to continue our journey back to Ho Chi Minh, where her family was. And that's always had a big impact on me, it's the poor that helps you, And so then we came here in 1981. My dad sponsored us, so we flew in from Vancouver and came to live in downtown Edmonton, no English and everything is new. And I remember we're staying in a bachelor apartment downtown and so secluded, right, compared to what we were surrounded by people from where we are. But my dad really wanted us to assimilate, and so that's my childhood. And we didn't have a lot of money, and I remember getting my first toy from Santa Anonymous, and then getting food hamper from the Christmas Bureau. And those are the causes that I give back every year at Christmas, some way or another. And yeah.
You were here in Edmonton, and this is where you grew up, and because you were given so much by so many of these charities that impacted your life, you now support those charities.
Yeah, and it also started, giving back and volunteering started when my brother was born, and we found out he had Down syndrome. And I remember I didn't know anything about it, so I went to the library and I was reading about it, and it was word like mongoloid should be institutionalized, and I was like, oh my god, this is scary. And telling my parents that the only way we can really know how to support Daniel was if we get involved and volunteer and be part of Edmonton Down Syndrome Society and Alberta Association for Community Living, which is Inclusion Alberta now. But those two organizations I've been part of right from the time Daniel was born. And that's kind of ignite my passion for volunteering and giving back. And then when I had my business, it just kind of snowballed, and I just love supporting, putting teams together to do challenges that scares me. I mean, I rappelled down the Sun Place building for Easter Seal because I'm afraid of heights. And I remember someone asking me to donate to them, and I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, I'm afraid of heights, I should do this. Because as an entrepreneur, I try to expand my comfort zone because I'm pretty risk adverse and very security conscious, and I think that's from my background. So I'm constantly trying to challenge myself by doing what people call crazy for me. So that's how I got involved, was from being a recipient of that, and then just being part with my brother and my business.
You're an entrepreneur. Tell us about your business.
So I have an OnDemand outsource IT company that I started with a partner many moons ago. And then when that partnership didn't work, I went out on my own in 2003. Being an entrepreneur and having my own company gave me a lot of freedom. And it served my lifestyle really well. And I love supporting businesses with their IT needs. So we augment their technology. So if they're too small to have an IT person, then we are their IT department. If they're too big and they only have one, then we can do the project work. So we're on demand. You call us when you need us, and we do anything from setting up a network to making sure your email work, or migrating you to Office 365. So we want to be the technology guides for our clients. But I love Edmonton, and I want to give back to the community that support us when we needed it. So.
Okay, right on. Look at this. Way to follow the rules, Daniel. Cheers. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. If you like these videos and want to join us on our ride of our web series Life of a Producer, then like and subscribe here. Right here. That's right. You got it.